Hello! Welcome to this evening's live stream of Resist, which is a hey Difter, how you doing? Uh it's David Thompson game. Here it is. This is a little solo game from David Thompson and Roger Tankersley, who you probably know from Sniper Elite, the board game. This also is designed by Trevor Benjamin and posted. It's published by Salt and Pepper Games via GameFound. I say it like that because I'm pretty sure it was GameFound, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, so I wanted. So this is interesting. You guys asked for Resist in the Patreon vote. There was actually a triple way tie this month for the Patreon vote, which was Resist, ISS Vanguard, and Flamecraft. So, we already did more ISS Vanguard. We're going to continue to do more ISS Vanguard, but it's nice to know that you guys are enjoying it and you wanted it. Difter very helpfully put together a list of all the games I sort of put up there. This was not the Essen stuff. This is just the games that we're playing. Concerning the sort of the Essen releases and talking about the Essen releases, there was I think most interest in. Hey, Froggy's here. Hey, Froggy, how you doing? We're gonna learn a bit of history tonight. And I'm going to do a really bad job of talking about historical stuff because Resist, well, we'll talk a bit about Resist in just a moment, but just to round off that update I was giving, I think, yeah, there was a sort of a three-way tie on the sort of Essen games people are most interested in, which, interestingly enough, was two of the CGE games, so Starship Captains and Deal with the Devil. People were interested in those. So that's interesting. I have, of course, already played Deal with the Devil. I haven't had a chance to play Starship Captains yet, but I shall try to get both back to the table before I come on here and talk about them. And then the third one in the tie actually was Mage Noir, which was a two-player dueling card game I picked up because I like to pretend to be a wizard, and so I'll definitely have to get that to the table and see if it lives up to the hype of being a wizard. But enough about that. We can't talk about fun things anymore because now we're talking about Resist, which is a game that I played in right now, actually, just this evening. I played it for the first time to learn it, and it's in terms of sort of mechanisms and card play, like it's a fun solo card play game. There are some interesting decisions to make. It's largely sort of deck and hand management, and then quite a lot of luck, it seems. There is a scenario book which might mitigate the luck by sort of setting up decks and seeding things. I don't know. I'm not going to use the scenario book for this playthrough. This is just going to be the sort of the main game as it's presented in the rulebook. But thematically, oh boy, it's depressing. Like, for those of you who don't know, it is set during Franco's reign in Spain. Franco was a fascist dictator who uh, who is really quite nasty. And during his reign, he blacklisted a lot of people who were banded enemies of the state, and they were forced to flee the country. And there was a lot of sort of, you know, people being taken away under cover of night and all that kind of stuff, and sort of secret people disappearing and things like that. So really just nasty stuff. And there was a resistance movement called the Maquis, who we are playing as in this game. And the way the game kind of functions is, you've got this Maquis deck here, and you've got to complete these missions, and at any point you can kind of give up on the resistance. And you're going to earn points. This is my last game. I lost. I earned 10 points and lost, which is horrible. I think it's the second. I lost, so I didn't even get to have a score. Had I not lost, I could have had a score of 10 points, which is bad. The game, it's kind of interesting because basically what you have to do is at some stage you have to choose to give up the resistance, at which point you get a score, and your score is here. So come on. So yeah, you if you do complete all 10 missions in the game, that's an epic victory. The Maquis overwhelms Franco's forces and overthrow the dictator and liberate Spain. If you get 1 to 14 points, it's a draw. You fought valiantly, but you were unable to achieve any major victories in the battle against Franco's forces. Womp womp. But there's 3 ways in which you can lose, and I'll talk a bit more about those later. I happen to lose in the manner by actually getting too many innocent civilians killed, and it's just kind of that sort of game. It's modeling a guerrilla conflict, warfare, and it's just kind of it reminded me a lot actually of the playthrough of This War of Mine, you know. I was like, I mean, this is much shorter than This War of Mine. Like, after we played through This War of Mine on the channel, I was just about ready to never play that again because it was so thoroughly upsetting. Tifter says it wasn't on camera, so it doesn't count. Tifter, I think this one's going to go much better, buddy, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, I really want it to go well because I really think, you know, oh my god, what is wrong with this thumbnail background? But yeah, so altogether kind of a size. This is my fault for trying to be professional. There. Anyway, so the thing is as well, you've got this deck of marquee cards, which is this deck here, and all of them have names and distinct art. And so every time one of them gets killed, which is all the time, you feel awful. It's just like, you know, they're going about their daily business, and then suddenly they have to sort of reveal they're in the Maquis and fight Franco's forces, and then they die. The minute they reveal themselves, they're killed. You know, and they've all got names, and oh, it really got me sort of thinking, and you know, I can't sort of I can't really sort of I much prefer, I think, sort of I mean, I think these kinds of games are really important, and I think it's a really sort of valuable exploration of board gaming as an art form to present these complex topics and model the game's mechanisms around these sort of powerful themes and moments. And I'm really glad that these games exist, particularly games like this one, which do it very thoughtfully. Obviously, we've got an enormous number of board games in the hobby that model these troubling historical periods and don't really do it thoughtfully enough. And that's a real shame. But I always find it very challenging, and at the end I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of wish I just played, you know, goofy fantasy game or, you know, space adventure or something. Because I'll feel so bad when I lose this, and I'm going to lose it because it was really hard before. But I do think it's important, and I do think it's a good use of the medium, and I think it's good to showcase these kinds of things as well. So I'm glad I'm getting an opportunity to do it. Resist was a game I backed on GameFound when it was up there, and I backed it because I have sort of I backed it partly because, you know, I was interested in David Thompson's solo work. He obviously has the Valiant Defense theories, which are really, really heavy solo games. And the Valiant Defense series, in case you don't know, is Pavlov's House and soldiers in postmen's uniforms, and or is it postmen in soldiers' uniforms? No, it's soldiers in postmen's uniforms, and also I think he's got a new one coming out, or maybe it's already out. I'm not sure, but but yeah. So this one seems sort of more accessible, and also I have a personal connection to it in the sense that my father worked with a lot of. He was a professor of Spanish culture, and he worked with a lot of the Spanish poets and lyricists who were exiled under Franco's reign. Um, and Jan says, interesting thoughts. I mean, there are a lot of war games out there which all blend out these topics and just concentrate on fighting and tactics. Yeah, Jan, there is. There's an awful lot of historical games that are kind of just explorations of military conflicts, and they sort of allow... I think there's a lot of war gamers who fantasize about stepping into the boots of a great general and trying to play out these conflicts and see if they can do things differently, or how would things play out differently. And there's some fantasy games that do a very similar thing as well, like Star Wars Rebellion is basically the same kind of thing, but just Star Wars instead of history. But I think that's a sort of a very kind of different thing, is a sort of conflict simulation. It does really gloss over a lot of the more challenging elements of conflict. I mean, an interesting one actually would be very interesting one actually would be Undaunted. The Undaunted series, again, David Thompson, but it doesn't really have the same sort of conflict. The mechanisms don't really kind of model the conflict in the same, or the sort of the grander elements of World War II. There's no civilians in that game or anything like that. It's definitely just modeling sort of smaller skirmishes between two opposing military forces. But they did go some way. In Undaunted, you've got these decks that represent your forces, and they've all got names and distinct artwork as well, or unique artwork, to sort of try to at least capture some of the human element of that conflict. And it's very affecting, Yeah, exactly. So, Vladimir says, your playthrough of this war of mine made me buy the game. Now my friends, they don't want to play it with me because it's upsetting. Yeah, Vladimir, and I can kind of sympathize with that. I think it is a really important game and a really affecting game, but it's just really hard to get to sort of justify... Not justify, that's the wrong term. It's really hard to find time to sort of sit down and appreciate something like that, because game time is so limited, and it's so often a recreational, leisurely part of our schedule, rather than, it's kind of like the difference between sitting down and watching a goofy movie or sitting down and watching, a really thoughtful war movie. You're just not always in the mood, and board games inherently ask a lot more of the participants than movies do, just because of the time commitment and the rules and all of that other stuff. So it's asking even more. But I think that if you did sit down, and I think this War of Mine is probably best played at 2 anyway. So if you did find someone to sit down and sort of share that experience with, I think it's very rewarding. I didn't play the PC game, Difter. I don't know. Or maybe I did, actually, very briefly. I might have played I might have played it for like half an hour or something, but I didn't really play it properly. I think I saw another question up there in chat. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your handle, so I'm gonna say Clever Swine. It says, I'm just playing Arnak and now I'm watching this. Mood shift. Yeah, see, Arnak is, I mean, Arnak does its absolute best to completely avoid any issues of the white explorer um, uh, disturbing nature or cultural heritage of the land they're exploring. It even goes so far as to sort of present the threats, the guardians in the game, as these mythical creatures. And then in the rule set, when you defeat the guardian in order to access the site, it actually says that you have made friends with them, and that's why you get to take them onto your player board. You know, it could very easily be thematically presented as you kill them and take them as a trophy and trade the trophy for goods. And it would be exactly the same mechanically, or in terms of mechanisms, as you befriend them and then gain a boon from their friendship, which is how the rulebook presents it. So, you know, they go out of their way to sort of make that a point, even though mechanically there's no difference. So it's nice that they were mindful of that and conscientious of it, even though you know, it's still, I mean, and yeah, not all the characters are fairly diverse. I can't actually remember. At least there's some diversity amongst the characters, particularly if you have the expedition leaders pack. Actually, I think in the main game, really it's just the characters on the front of the box, and they're not diverse, I guess. But they still recall, you know, a period of history that was predominantly European explorers. Oh, Chris definitely played War of Mine, I think. But you know, Chris plays a lot more video games than I do. Anyway, let me get into Resist. But you know, I think I just wanted to have this bit of a preamble about sort of historical context in games, particularly because I don't play that many, and that's probably partly why. I also feel woefully woefully unqualified to do these things justice. So I kind of wish, you know, I had someone to come along and help out with that, but tonight we don't, and it's a solo game, so they'd just be here for the preamble, and then they have to sit there and. I mean, you could play cooperatively in this game. You could, and that would be fine. Oh, just very quickly, Alessandro's here. He says, "Hey Mike, how are you? Hello chat. I just finished my Call of Cthulhu session, and now you're streaming. Perfect. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, it's not a long game. It's about a half-hour game, and I suspect it's a half-hour game if you're good at it, and I'm not, so it'll probably be even quicker than that. Although I'll probably agonize over choices, which will make the stream slightly longer, at least a decent length. But yeah, we're just playing the standard game, so here's what we've got going on. And I'm going to randomize the mission cards as well, so there is going to be that going on. Right, what have I done? Oh, I've got them all out here. So here's the deal. We're doing the entirety of the sort of, and I'm actually not entirely sure how well the Maquis uprising did in real life. I don't know how well it ended. Once again, showing my inadequacy in this area, but I hope that this one will end well. But we've got mission cards here, and the mission cards are 3 eras, and these eras sort of represent the entire trajectory of the Maquis uprising, and we don't use every era card in every game, so we will randomly create a random deck of 10 mission cards, and then we will try to get through the entire deck successfully. If we want the full victory, we have to complete every single mission, but if we manage to get a decent enough score, and I mean, like I said, the funny thing is, if we take a quick look at the turn structure here, I'll go into a bit more detail about how the actual game works in a minute, but you can see during phase 3, the final step is end the resistance. So during this step, you choose whether or not to continue playing. And if at any point you achieve a loss condition, then, and there are 3 loss conditions, if at any point you achieve a loss condition, then you just lose the game outright. So at some point you have to end the resistance, you know, and you know, the obvious time would be after you've completed all 10 missions, but that's very unlikely to happen. So, you know, it's definitely sort of a push your luck element. And again, this sort of models this the conflict and the insurmountable, or the seemingly insurmountable forces arrayed against the Maquis by giving you this deck of cards here that represent the Maquis, and you get about half. You get half of them at the beginning of the game that you're going to play, and it is. Great. So the other half are in this deck called the Recruits deck, and it's borderline impossible to get recruits out of the Recruit deck. So really, you're just kind of working with this deck of Maquis soldiers, and as they die, and they will definitely die, they just get less and less. And so as the game goes on, your odds of actually achieving anything get lower and lower. Meanwhile, the missions get harder and harder, and it's just really grim and upsetting. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm just trying to remember exactly how many missions from each era go into the deck. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Oh no, I'll tell you what. I was like, well, is the deck really light? Yeah, because I haven't put in the missions I actually completed in the last game. So we're going to start with four level 1 missions, I think. And then 3 from each of the other 2 eras, I think. Yes. And those 4 level 1 missions will start face up on the table. Oh good, this camera's not focused, is it? So here are our level 1 missions. We've got Recon from the Mountain Pass. I'll show you these in a bit more detail later on. Intercept the commanding officer. Cross the border. And destroy the barracks. Oh god, this one is really annoying. I had this one in the game I just played. Alright, and then the rest of the mission cards go back into the game box. Let me take the level 2 ones. And we pick half of these, so 3 again. Oh, do you know what? I'm supposed to draft my Maquis before I do this, so I don't actually know what these 2 do anyway, so I'll turn those face down. Now, it actually does say, for experienced players, you can draft your Maquis. So I won't spend too long on this, but I will do it, because I do actually understand how the game works this time. So each Maquis has 2 abilities, right? Hidden and revealed. And there's 2 sort of phases. So Adela just so happens to have both her abilities trigger in the attack phase. But the way it works is this. You got plan, attack, aftermath, and recover. And in the plan phase, you're going to play cards from your hand for their plan abilities. And then after you're done playing cards for those abilities, you're going to choose one of the 4 missions that are face up on the table to do. And then you're going to attack that area. And each mission is going to have a number of these enemy cards assigned to it based on its garrison value. And so you flip all of those enemy cards face up when you choose it, and then all of them might have an ability that trigger their defend abilities. And then you can play additional marquee from your hand in and resolve their attack abilities. So any of the abilities that say, and we can show you Manuela here, because she has plan and then plan attack. So plan is played in the plan phase, and plan/attack can be played in either phase. So you've got a player area right here in front of you, and any cards you play in the plan phase for their... Well, actually, it doesn't really matter which phase you play them in, because you can see here on the hidden side, we've got Manuela with a plan ability and Adela with a attack ability. But if you play them for their hidden abilities, they go over here. And if you play them for their revealed abilities, they go over here. And so you play all of the marquee cards you've got. You can't hold cards in your hand, so you have to play all of the marquee cards onto the table. And then what you're going to do is resolve all the abilities, whether you've done that in the planning step or saved some for the attack part B, play marquee. Once you've done that, you have to defeat the targets, which means you can optionally defeat as many of the enemies garrisoned in the location as you want. Any enemies you don't defeat will do stuff, and the stuff will pretty much always be awful. And then you can defeat the mission. You don't need to defeat all the enemies to defeat the mission. And what you do is you add up your attack value on every card. So every card has an attack value. You can see it right next to the top there. Manuela has 1 if she's hidden and 2 if she's revealed. So you total up your attack value, and you effectively spend it like a currency to defeat these cards and this card. And you have to proportion it out based on what you think is the most important. But everything is going to be terrible, and you're going to want to try and defeat it all, and you probably won't be able to. So that's going to be a real bummer for you. And if you don't defeat the mission, it flips face down, and then that's bad for 2 reasons. One is there's 4 missions available to choose from. If you fail a mission, it goes face down, and now you've only ever got 3 to choose from. The other reason it's bad is if 2 go face down, you lose the game. So that's bad. The other thing is if after resolving the mission, whether if you succeed, then it goes into a pile of successes, and you get the points from it if you don't lose the whole game. And a new mission comes out from the deck, so you've got a new one to pick from. And a whole swathe of new garrisoned enemies come into it. So the enemies from the location will be discarded whether you won or you lost, whether you defeated them or not. But typically they'll have some terrible power that activates, some terrible ability that activates if you don't defeat them, which, you know, will be killing civilians or putting spies into your deck or something horrible like that. But any Maquis that were hidden, played for their hidden abilities, and remained hidden will go into a discard here, and they'll cycle back into your hand eventually. Any Maquis that were revealed and were played for their reveal abilities go into discard pile over here, and they're just dead now, and you'll never see them again. There's a very fringe case where they might come back into your hand, but it's extremely unlikely. So they're just dead now. And as you play through the game, you'll get more spies in your deck and less Maquis in your deck, and everything will just seem harder and more upsetting. So with that in mind, what we can do is we can pick the Maquis that start in your deck. And I didn't do this last time. I just did the recommended beginner setup, which was to split this in half and have a random set of Maquis in my deck. But I think what I'm going to go for in this one is I'm going to look for Maquis that effectively let me draw more Maquis from the recruit deck. I don't think there's very many of them. But I just feel like if they can get Maquis into the deck to replace themselves, then that would be really good. But I don't think it's actually very, like I said, I don't think it's very common. You know, which is kind of nice for replayability. Like there's 24 of these cards, and you only really are going to see 12 to 14 of them, you know, or whatever. Because most of them, there was one I saw actually. Where is he? Okay, so Antonio, and this is the other thing that's kind of miserable, right? Because like Antonio here, his hidden ability is discard 1 spy from your hand, to the hidden discard pile, then draw a card from the hidden deck. That's fine. That just means if we've got a spy in hand, we can get rid of it and get something useful instead. But Antonio, his revealed ability is look at the top 3 cards of the recruit deck, put 1 on top of the hidden deck, and put the rest back on top of the recruit deck in any order. Really useful, but in order to use that ability, he has to reveal himself, and now he's dead. So he's effectively just kind of contributed 2 strength to the battle and died. But at least he replaced himself. So we'll take him. There was another one that I really liked, who was... Some of these I haven't even seen. Yeah, Adolfo. He can discard 1 enemy from the mission as a hidden. And also when he's hidden, he's got strength 2. So he looks like some kind of military general. So that's really good. I just want to check just to make sure the draft rules are pick whatever you want. I don't know if I'm supposed to be... shuffle the... Oh, no, I'm supposed to be doing this. Okay, actually that's a better method rather than just picking the ones you want. I'm supposed to shuffle it and reveal them 2 at a time. And pick 1 of the 2. So let's do that instead. That will also help me. Well, we'll see. Alright, so we can have Pilar or Roberto. So Roberto's pretty good because he's got this combat... If he reveals himself, he's got this combat power 4, which is high, and that's good. His plan is look at the top 3 cards of the enemy deck, put discarding it. That's also actually really good. So what does Pilar do? She has flip 1 or 2 face-down enemies at 1 mission face-up, and then discard 1 of them. That's also really good, but she has 0 combat strength, which is really dangerous. Just getting enough combat strength to complete a mission is hard enough. Getting enough combat strength to defeat missions and enemies is really hard. Ignore the effect on the missions that you choose this round. That could be really important. So this is the defeat effect. So every mission has a defeat effect on it. And sometimes the defeat effect is helpful. This one says, when this mission is chosen, immediately discard all Maquis in play. So this is actually a defend effect. I lied. So there are 3 different kinds of effects. Defeat, defend, and survive. I actually hadn't seen a mission that didn't have a defeat effect. So, Jen says, how many did you draft? 12. 12, indeed, sir. So ignoring the effect could be really good, or it could actually be bad. But so you'd only use this side of Pilar if you were in a pinch, because you had a really bad mission. But like I said earlier, the barracks one, which I know we've got here. So the barracks is when it's defeated, all face-down enemy, add 1 face-down enemy card to all missions. That's rough. That's really rough. So that would be a great time to use Pilar's revealed effect to stop that from happening. But unfortunately, I think Roberto's really good, so I'm going to take him. And she goes into the recruitment deck, which I will shuffle after. So there's Soledad and Abel. So, oh, they're kind of similar. They're almost the exact same, actually. So, well, she's got strength 1, whether she's hidden or revealed. But her attack ability is +1 strength for each revealed Maquis in play. So this is a Maquis that's been played for their revealed ability. So it's very unlikely you're going to have more than 1 or 2. I don't know, honestly. I very rarely revealed more than 1 Maquis per mission because I was just so panicked about losing them all. There's 10 missions, you know? And also 3 spies in your deck, but there could be more. Anyway, discard all counter guerrillas from this mission. That's amazing. So the counter guerrilla, I mean, but again, it's only helpful if you know that they're going to be there. The counter guerrilla, so these are the enemy cards. The value in the top left there is what you have to spend to defeat them. And they have these abilities at the bottom, which could be defend, defeat, or survive abilities. Survive abilities are things that punish you if you don't kill them. Defend abilities come into effect at the beginning of the attack round, so this guy basically just says you have to kill him before you can kill any other enemies, so he's just kind of a shield, which is a bummer. And defeat abilities trigger when they're killed, and it's the same keywords you find on the missions as well. But I'll see if I can find a counter guerilla for you. Here we go. So the counter guerrillas are awful because they've got a survive ability, which means if you don't kill them, this is what happens. And it says draw a card from the civilian deck and place it face up in the graveyard. So they just go and kill a bunch of civilians, which I mean is awful. And furthermore, it's actually really dangerous. This is the civilian deck here. And in the civilian deck, there are cards of civilians, and it's really upsetting. And they all have a value of between 0 and 3. And if you ever have a total value of 5 civilians in the discard, so if I drew 2 cards and I drew these 2, it's just game over. And there is one 0-cost civilian card, which has a cat on it, which also upsets me. But it says when you draw this card, immediately shuffle it back into the civilian deck and don't draw one to defeat it. So there's always this kind of sense of hope, but honestly also, like, it just feels bad to sort of accept that civilians are going to be killed. It's just really upsetting. Anyway, I think, so let's have a quick look. So Abel has the same ability as Soledad, which is +1 for each revealed Maquis in play. He's got a slightly better value on his revealed side, and it's +1 attack value for each civilian in the graveyard, which actually could be huge. I took Soledad, and the thing is, what I found was that her counter guerilla ability, I was kind of waiting to find more than one counter guerilla on an event or on a mission, and I never did. So let's take Abel, just because that could be contributing, 3 or 4 at some, well, maybe at some stage. If I get 4 in the discard, I'm in real trouble. But mainly because I didn't use him before, and also like 6. If he had +3, he'd have 5. 5 is enormous. 4 is the highest I've actually seen in an attack value, so I don't think that they go higher than 4. Okay, so we've got Nicholas. I like Nicholas just because, again, he's got a 4 attack value on his revealed side, which is awesome, and his hidden side is just draw another card, which is nice. So Emilio's got I like Emilio as well. The thing is, his hidden ability has 0 strength, which is kind of a bummer, but he copies the hidden action of a hidden Maquis in play. And, he has to copy... So if it's the attack phase, he has to copy an attack ability. And if it's the plan phase, he has to copy a plan ability. He's also got this revealed function, Strength 2, and discard 1 enemy from the mission. That's potentially really, really useful. But, unfortunately, I just think Nicholas is really useful. Alright, let's have a quick look here. Alright, so Domingo I haven't seen before. Sagrario is someone I've seen before. So she's just got Strength 2 if she remains hidden. That's good. Her revealed power, still Strength 2, which is good. And it also says draw 2 cards from the hidden deck, which is great. So let's just draw 2 more cards at your hand and play them into this conflict. So really useful if you're doing a difficult mission. That's going to really help you out. Domingo, his hidden ability is flip 1 or 2 face down enemies at one mission face up and discard one of them. That's useful, especially because it's a hidden ability. So that's really helpful. Being able to scout enemies is really useful. Being able to get rid of one of them is really useful. I mean, there's going to be an element of luck as well because, you're going to be picking 2 and you just don't know what they're going to be. But generally speaking, they're all bad. So, look at the top 3 cards of the hidden deck, discard any of them, and put the rest back in any order. That's not very good, but Strength 3 is good. So I think Sagrario is really good, but I'm going to take Domingo because this makes me happy. Like, getting rid of enemy cards, super helpful. So Carlos is another, he's a direct copy of Sagrario. 2/2 and draw 2 cards from the hidden deck. So we could take him. Let's have a look at Jacinto and see if he's any good. What's he do? He's got strength 1 when he's hidden, and he says reveal the top 3 cards of the hidden deck, discard any of them, and put the rest back in any order. That's really useful for getting rid of spy cards. So timed well, that could really help you. Spy cards are the worst. And his revealed side is strength 3. Discard a marquee card from your hand, and then draw 2 cards from the hidden deck. That's not as good as just straight up draw 2. The advantage is it's more flexible because it can be used during plan and attack. And he's got strength 3 as well, which is good. I really like this ability, so I'm quite tempted to take him. It could be a bit situational, you know. But it could also be helpful to just arrange the hidden deck anyway. I do like deck management and minimizing luck, so let's give him a shot and see how it plays out. Okay, now I've got Manuel and Celia. And we're just going to go through this entire deck. So we'll have 12 cards in each deck. This will be the hidden deck. The hidden deck is the main deck that you play with. You know, these are your hidden Maquis agents. The recruit deck is, like I said, the deck that you're very rarely going to go into. You might get a mission or an enemy card that lets you recruit a Maquis. But in which case you just draw the top card of this deck and put it into the hidden deck's discard. But it's extremely unlikely. So he's strength 1, hidden, flip all enemies at 1 mission face up. That's super useful. When he's revealed, remove 1 spy in your hand from the game. That's pretty useful. I mean, it's really nice to do, but I don't know, like strength. Oh, could be really good. Hidden, discard 1 spy from your hand to the hidden discard pile, then draw a card from the hidden deck. That's great. Strength 1 though. Okay, revealed. So this must be amazing. Choose a card from the revealed pile and place it in your hand. Okay, so this is so she can act. I mean, if you think about that, that's really upsetting. Effectively, what's happened here is you've played some powerful Maquis for their ability, and they are. So they've triggered this power, and now Franco's forces are bearing down on them. They're about to kill them. And so Celia runs out as a distraction. And she's like, you know, look over here. Don't kill that person. And while they're chasing down Celia, the other Maquis gets away. So they can use their powerful ability again to help you in the future. But as a result, Celia is killed. It's so upsetting. But this is clever game design, right? Because it's a mechanically, it's just, you know, get a card back into your hand that you've already played for its ability, and now you're not going to lose that card. You have to replay it from your hand, but you could play it on the hidden side, and then you'll get to keep it in the deck, and you'll have benefited from its power. So you understand mechanically what it does, but thematically, it's this young girl giving her life to save another person on the Maquis team. That's just really upsetting. I don't know if I can bear that. Also, his hidden ability is really good, so Celia can go into the recruit deck, and then we won't have to worry about that. Oh, there's Adolfo. I showed you him already. I like him. Benigno's really good as well. He's got 2 hidden power, which is really good. I mean, you know, all of the power, like I said, is 0 to 4. So 2, but most of them are 1. There's no 3s at all. There's just like 2 4s, and that's it. So 2, and he's hidden, so you get to keep him in the deck is really good, not to be underestimated. He's also got this really good attack ability, and you know it's good because his revealed strength is 0. Reduce the defense value of each enemy with a defense value of 2 or more. Really good, but the thing is, Adolfo's just really, really good. So let's hang on to him. Paquita and Ramona. So Paquita's got this ability again. We saw this on one of the other cards. Flip all enemies at 1 mission face up. Super useful. Really like to know what I'm getting myself into. You can flip all the enemies at a mission face up, and then you can choose a different mission. So you can sort of prepare or try to plan around these things as well. Her revealed ability is discard 2 enemies from a mission. That's really good too. Get rid of 2 really problematic enemies. She's got strength 0 when she does that, which is kind of a bummer, but, you know. Ramona says, look at the top 3 cards of the recruit deck. put any number on the bottom and the rest back on top in any order. So she lets you sort of stack the recruitment deck. She's also got strength 2 when she does that. And then you can reveal her. She's still strength 2, which is great. And then it says draw a card from the recruit deck and put it into your hand. So effectively you want to use this to sort of stack the recruit deck in your favor. And then when you reveal her, you actually replaces herself. So in a way, I actually, as much as I really like Paquita, Ramona replaces herself, which I think is really strong. And she's strength 2 on all fronts. So I think we should take Ramona. Juana and Antonio. So Antonio, I think I showed you him already. He's the one that replaces himself. And Juana is strength 1, hidden. Look at the top 3 cards of the hidden deck. So she lets you plan the hidden deck. I think we've already got someone that's doing that. But, oh yeah, and then this is, choose a card from the revealed pile and place it on top of the hidden deck. Yeah, so she actually also sacrifices herself, but the card, she's actually, it's slightly less powerful than Cecilia's because the card goes back on top of the hidden deck instead of into your hand. It's still good. Strong. I like this. Antonio's also really good though, isn't he? Discard 1 spy from your hand. That's useful. Look at the top 3 cards of the recruitment deck. Put one on top of the hidden deck and the rest back on top of the recruitment deck in any order. He kind of also combos with Ramona a bit. So I think we should take Antonio, particularly because he replaces himself. So that's just kind of a bit more card play. Or a bit more mileage we're going to get out of our Maquis forces here. Our extremely limited forces. So Adela is strength 1. Move an enemy from this mission to a different mission. That could potentially be very useful. Revealed, discard all counter guerrillas from this mission. So I've seen that before. Again, really useful. Counter guerrillas can end the game super fast if you don't deal with them. Because as you saw from the civilian deck earlier, you know, it's very, very easy to get some civilians killed. And you have to get really lucky for it not to be catastrophic. So Manuela is draw 1 card from the hidden deck or remove a spy in your hand from the game. Both of which are also really good. So I don't know which one to pick. I like Adela's ability of moving an enemy around. That could be really helpful. Getting a spy out of the deck is really good too. But we have quite a lot of stuff that deals with spies already. But then this is just have a strength and draw a card, which is really, really good. Let's take Manuela, I think. Maybe I'll regret that. I don't know. Marcellino and Ricardo. So I've seen both of these in my other game I played. Hidden, draw 1 card from the hidden deck. That's great because it's got strength. Revealed, +1 value for each other Maquis in play. Hidden or revealed. That could potentially be really strong. That could potentially be really strong if you get a really good sort of set. So hidden, draw 1 hidden card. These are actually the exact same. And then half the defense value of this mission rounded up. That's also really good. But I think actually Marcellino's might be a little better. I mean, Marcellino's is on average going to be 3 to 5. And I actually think halving the strength of the, or I say it's going to be 3 to 5. If you can get a couple of extra Maquis cards out, that would be great. It could potentially be more than 5. It could be 6 or 7. If you have a lot of card draw, or you combo him with one of the Maquis that removes themselves to let you draw more cards. Ricardo's is probably going to be about 3 or 4. So I think Marcellino's might be slightly better. I don't know. The last two we've got is Anastasio and Consuela. He looks like a military man. I have not seen him before. Discard 1 enemy from this mission. Very useful. So I guess he masquerades as one of the... Francoist forces. Discard 1 enemy from this mission and 2 strength. So I quite like that. But Consuela has 2 strength hidden, which is, as I said before, really good. This is discard 1 enemy from this mission and gain an attack value equal to its defense value. So I think I'm inclined to take Consuela. I mean, discard 1 enemy from this mission is very valuable. But 2 strength could probably defeat about half of enemies, and also she remains hidden while she uses it, so you could potentially get. But enemies are really bad. But we still need to beat the missions. If we defeat all the enemies and can't beat the mission, then we're out of luck. So, oh god, it's hard. I hope I've made the right choices. So that's it for the draft. The draft is all done. We're ready to actually begin the game. Sorry that took so long. But you did get to see all the Maquis cards and the different things that they do. And that's most of the game, actually, is triggering these abilities and trying to basically get through all of these missions while managing those abilities. So the other 12 cards are now forming the recruitment deck. And that's going to go over here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the 3 spy cards here and shuffle those into our Maquis deck, our hidden deck. Damn spies. Getting in the way, causing trouble. Undermining us. So, there are 3 more spy cards here. There's an enemy called Spy Master. If they come up and you don't kill them or defeat them, then they put another spy card into your deck. If you ever draw a hand, you draw a hand of 5 cards every round. If you ever draw a hand of 5 spies, you lose. And those are the 3 ways to lose. 5 dead civilians, 2 failed missions, 5 spy cards in your hand all at once. And of course that gets increasingly likely as spy cards come into the deck and Maquis come out of the deck. So there we go. So there's my hidden deck set up. Here's my recruit deck set up. Revealed Maquis will go here. Hidden Maquis will go here. Revealed Maquis will go here. And then we've got our Era 2 mission cards and our Era 3 mission cards. So we should go 1, 2, 3. Those are the Era 3 cards. And then we'll go this. 1, 2, 3. And these are the Era 2 cards. So you've got a escalating deck there of mission cards. And then we've got our 3 level 1 missions that we already set up. We'll take a look at these in detail in just a minute. But we're going to put out a number of enemy cards equal to the garrison value. So this one's got 4, and you don't look at these unless you get to, so we just don't know what's going to be here. It could be dreadful. This one's got 4 as well. Just my luck. They cross the border, only has 3, so that's good. And then the barracks, which I hate, has 3. So I made this decision in the other game I played, which also had the barracks, to do it first, because I figured adding an additional enemy to the other 3 level 1 missions would be better than potentially doing this later and adding extra enemies to level 2 or 3 missions, Era 2 or 3 missions that would already have more enemies and be harder. But now I don't know. I don't know if that maybe just really But the thing is, it only gets harder. It doesn't really get any better. Like, you know, this is a game where everything just gets harder and more difficult as you go. So maybe it is still better to take out the barracks first. Obviously, it really depends on your ambitions, you know? Like, you're immediately thinking, if I take out the barracks, like, am I trying to do every mission? I mean, I suppose you should aim for the best result, but if you just you could just ignore the barracks entirely. Anyway, we looked at the barracks is also worth 2 points, which most level 1 missions are not. So here's our next level 1 mission, Cross the Border. So when this card is defeated, draw 1 fewer from the hidden deck during the recovery phase. So that's probably because this is quite an easy mission. It's only got 3 garrison and 3 defense value. So as a result, it punishes you after you complete. So this would be a good case for the Maquis that lets you ignore the effect. But we didn't, I mean, I didn't know that that's what that did, so that's a bummer. And in fact, I didn't even take her, so that's a shame. Remove 1 spy in your hand from the game. That's very good. Intercept the commanding officer. So timing this right could really help us out. And then finally, we've got Recon the Mountain Pass. This says flip all enemies at 1 mission face up. So that could also be, that's again really useful. So these ones are slightly more expensive in terms of they both have 4 garrison and 5 and 6 defense respectively, but they actually give you benefits when you do the mission. Anyway, we start the game by drawing 5 cards from the deck. Come on, no spies. All right, we've got Marcellino, a spy, Jacinto, another spy, and Manuel. So that's a shame. So we do have 2 spies in our hand. Now, they do obviously stay into your hand, but I'm going to be playing with my hand open so you all can follow along. So I'll just pop these. Actually, I'll need room for a discard pile. So let's get the deck out, the box out of here. So these are the spies in my hand currently over here. And so what have we got here? So we can... so if I play them all on their hidden side, I'm going to have a power of 3. Which is real bad. Marcellino's revealed power, if you remember, is quite powerful. It's +1 strength for every Maquis in play, which is just on the table. I think that's a bit too good to use for a level 1 mission, so I might save that for later when things are getting more desperate. So his plan ability is just draw another card from the deck. So let's start with that. So we play him over here into the hidden Maquis play area, and then we get to draw another card from the hidden deck. Hopefully it's a good one. It is Adolfo. We really like Adolfo. So now we have a good opportunity here because Manuel and Adolfo can combo. He flips all the enemies face up, and then he kills one of them. Great, that's worked out well. So here's 4/5 strength if we don't reveal anyone. Although I have a feel it's a shame these 2 combo because Jacinto's revealed power is discard a Maquis card from your hand and then draw 2 more. And if I play both of these, I can't use that. So if we only have 5 defense, we could feasibly take out Cross the Border. We could actually destroy the barracks. That would make our life harder everywhere else. So we can actually do any of the missions other than intercept the commanding officer, which is a shame because we do have a spy in hand. But I'm thinking if we only have enough strength to take out the mission card, we probably want to do one of these 2. Because... And actually, maybe now is the time to do Cross the Border. Because we've got 2 spies in hand. That means there's only 1 spy left here. And if we use Jacinto for his plan ability, we actually reveal the top 3 cards of this deck. And if one of them's the spy, we can actually get rid of it. Meaning that although we'll only get 4 cards next turn, we know they'll all be Maquis. So I think that's probably a good thing to do. It just is kind of a bummer because it means that basically we're only going to be able to use Adolfo to deal with 1 of these cards, and the other 2 we're not going to be able to deal with. So if they're bad, I mean, if it's just if it's a couple of grunts, that would be fantastic. But if it's a guard, for example, we have to kill that guard. Well, actually, no, that's not true. This is only defense 3, and we have 5. Yeah, no, I'm feeling good about this plan, actually. Let's do the Cross the Border mission. So before I've chosen to do that, but I haven't actually chosen to do it yet. I'm still in the planning step. But I'm thinking that's what I'm going to go for. So let's play Manuel next for his plan ability, his hidden plan ability, which is flip all the enemies face up at one location. So we're going to flip up all the enemies here at the cross the border, and hopefully they're not too upsetting. Do I not have the... Oh, I do have it. Okay, so we've got a radio operator. She's terrible. Place a face-down enemy on all other missions. So if you don't deal with her, she calls back up to every other mission card. Terrible. Awful. Have to kill. But like I said, this is going to be my reaction to literally pretty much every one of these that's not a grunt. And actually, grunts would also be bad right now, so... the jailer. Okay, the jailer's good. If we take him out, we get recruit. So killing him would be fantastic if we can. But if we don't kill him, then that's not the end of the world. I say kill, defeat. You know, because we just don't get a recruit. But we can feasibly take out 2 of these people at the moment. So if this one's not game ending, then I think I know what we're doing. Engineer. Increase the defense value of all enemies other than the engineers on this mission by 1. Oh, that's a real bummer, because if he gets to trigger this, then we can't kill the jailer. So that's kind of scuppered my plans a bit. So, and letting the radio operator get her backup call off and the barracks trigger, that's going to have like 6 enemies in these missions, and they're going to become impossible. This is terrible. So if only we had... So, I mean, the sensible thing to do now is probably... So there's only 2 jailers in the enemy deck, by the way. Only 2 in the whole deck. So this is a rare and valuable opportunity, but I just don't think we can sensibly do it, because we've got 5 combat power. We need 3 to take out the mission, which leaves us with 2. We can kill one of these people with Adolfo before... Oh no, he can only discard one after he triggers the defense ability anyway. Oh yeah, so reasonably, actually, we can only really kill one of these people. So this is a nuance. Adolfo's ability, actually, I thought it was a plan ability, but it's actually an attack ability. So he's going to attack, use that in the attack step, which unfortunately, this is my hand, unfortunately is after defend effects trigger. You see, you have to move to the attack step, and then the defend effects trigger. So the engineer is going to give these to a defense bonus, and then we can play Adolfo and kill one of them. But there'd be almost no point in killing him because he's already had his power trigger, so we can kill one of these 2 and then just complete the mission. Yeah, it's a bummer, really, because it means we're actually going to have a bit of extra power that's not spent. But I don't really... I mean, the only other thing to do, really, would be to really sort of double down, like play Jacinto, discard Adolfo, draw 2 more cards, and then, you know, it's all just kind of an unpredictable mess at that point. So I think we just play Jacinto for his hidden ability, which is to look at the top 3 cards here, discard any of them, put the rest back in any order, and then we'll go to the attack step, and we'll play Adolfo for his hidden ability, take out the radio operator, complete the mission, and just be sad we couldn't get the jailer. I think that's the plan. I mean, honestly, it's not terrible news for a first mission anyway. So we didn't get the spy. That's kind of a bummer. But we did get some good cards here. So the order doesn't matter because I'm not going to get to draw any more. So really, we were just looking for that spy to see if we could get rid of it. But it's not here. So then we can then we move to the attack step. He triggers his defense ability. I'll tap him. It doesn't say to do that in the rules. That's just to remind me that not only has he used his ability, but that it did something. And then we put down Adolfo here. I have read this right, isn't it? Increase the defense value of all enemies other than the engineers on this mission by 1. Yeah, what a shame. So we play Adolfo now for his hidden ability, attack ability, discard 1 enemy from the mission. So we discard the radio operator. We've definitely got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. I mean, and then we can also defeat the engineer for 2. So she was taken out by Adolfo's ability. Now we've got 5 attack power. We can kill the engineer for 2, but it doesn't matter. He's already used his ability. It's kind of irrelevant. I'm only doing it because we can't take out the jailer, because his is 3 instead of 2 now. So then we can defeat the mission for 3. And so we get to put the mission over here into our pile of successes. Any enemies left at the venue would, if they had any survive effects, would trigger them. They don't. And so then we get a new mission, which is jailbreak at the prison. Draw a card from the crit deck and place it in the hidden discard pile. Oh, I like that. But it's 5/8, which is awfully difficult. No problems, Difter. Thank you for letting me know. Let me know if there's anything you want to see or see close up. So now that I've set up the new mission, these 4 guys and the 2 spies that were in my hand this whole time go into the discard. Pull that down. And then we can choose whether or not to... Well, actually, before I clean that up, I choose whether or not I'm going to continue playing. Of course I am, because I've only got 1 point. So now we get a new hand of 5. And then we check to see if they're all spies, and if they are, we lose the game. But, oh no, I don't get a new hand of 5. I get a new hand of 4, sorry, because of the defeat text on this card. So here's 4. They're not spies, fortunately, none of them are spies, so we're back to the planning step of the game. So let's see if we've got anything useful here. So I can see if we don't reveal anyone, we've got a total capacity of 6, which is actually not terrible. We could do... This one would be a shame to do right now because we don't have any spies in hand. So we could do the recon of the mountain pass, which would reveal all the enemies. We could actually reveal the enemies at the prison, which would be nice because there's a lot of them, and that could potentially be really bad. There's 4 enemies here, which is pretty tough. We also only have 1 extra power, but we do have Manuela, who lets us draw an extra card. We've got this camera over here, but I don't know. It's not. I don't know what I'm showing it. Could it be a useful way to look at these cards? Yeah, maybe this is good. I see that there's no sound. Hang on. How about here? No, okay, apparently I haven't set this up right, so ignore me for... We'll just not use it. And I need to redo all my OBS stuff. OBS updates killing me. So Manuela would let us draw another card, and her ability here is to remove a spy in our hand from the game. We don't have one. This could potentially be very useful, Consuelo's reveal ability, but I don't have anyone to combo it with, which is kind of a shame. Antonio and Ramona are the 2 that... So Antonio, unfortunately, we can't use his ability, but which is to discard a spy from our hand and then draw a hidden card from the deck. Unfortunately, we don't... I say unfortunately. We don't have a spy in hand, so we can't do that at all. However, we do have Manuela, who lets us draw a card. So we could use her to draw a card, and then if it is a spy, we can then ditch it with Antonio. So why don't we start with that, and then we'll have a little bit more information. So we play her in the planning phase for her hidden ability, which is draw a card. So, and it's not a spy, it's Nicholas. So he's got the hidden ability, which is draw a card, or he can be revealed for 4. Now, again, I don't really want to use that revealed power just yet. He doesn't have a revealed ability, so I could choose to, reveal him right now, but I'm not going to, because I don't actually know which mission I'm going to do yet. I'm 99% sure I'm going to do Recon the Mountain Pass, rather than Jailbreak at the Prison. I suppose I could reveal the people at the barracks. No, we should reveal the people at the prison. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense to me to play Nicholas, and then we can use Antonio's ability. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's use Nicholas. Let's see what we get out of the deck here. Roberto. Okay. Um, Roberto's again a powerful 4 card if we reveal him. But I'm feeling quite good about our hidden power, actually. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for a mission strength of 5, which lets us have 2 more. We unfortunately don't have any way to deal with enemies, and there are 4 enemy cards. And if we play out the rest of these Maquis all as hidden Maquis, then we're not going to get to know any of the 4 enemies here. So we're going in blind with 4 sort of change to deal with them. We could play it safe by using Antonio. He would just get us 1 more power by sacrificing himself. But maybe that's kind of the best thing to do, really, because, well, his hidden ability is quite useful. And the thing is, if we don't deal with those enemies, then, and if we don't deal with them, it could be so much worse. It could be so much worse. And we could actually, so maybe now is the time to reveal Antonio. Can you play Nicholas now, even though the card says play during the attack phase? No, Pharaon, I can't. I've cheated. So, incredibly well spotted. I can't actually do that. That's fine, though. I think that... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I can't actually do that. So that's kind of a bummer. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 then. So let's reveal Antonio then. And he lets us look at the top 3 cards here and put one of them on top of the deck here. So we can actually combo this with Nicholas as well, because then we can draw that card, whatever card we're about to recruit. We don't cheat, we house rule. Thanks, Stifter. No, we don't cheat. We make mistakes sometimes. So here we've got Paquita, who's really useful. We've got Benigno, and we've got Ricardo. So actually, Paquita would be quite useful right now. I mean, Ricardo's also really good. I like both of these cards. Paquita could be a real lifesaver. So could Ricardo. He lets you half the value of a mission, which, you know, would take the jailbreak down to 4, making it reasonably doable. Let's take Ricardo, I think. Paquita would lets us flip all the enemies face up. That's really useful. And then her attack is 2, but it's also 0. Whereas he's like, he halves the value of the venue and has 2. Ricardo's so good. Let's take Ricardo. And then we can put these back on top in any order. It doesn't really matter because we're going to play Ramona in a minute, who's going to let us look at 3 and do a similar thing. Put 1 on top of the hidden deck and the rest back on top in any order. We've done that. So that's Antonio. He's revealed himself and he will give his life for the cause. So then Ramona is going to play her hidden ability, which is to look at 3 of these and put them back on top in any order. So unless... Oh, it's Celia. No, she makes me so sad. Let's put Paquita on top because I really like Paquita. I mean, Benigno's really good too, but I think Paquita's better, so there we go. Cool. So then we play Consuela hidden for her 2 strength, and then we move into the attack phase, and we're going to pick the mountain pass. So hopefully this is not going to be awful and terrible. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So we've got a grunt, so he has to be killed before we can kill any other enemies. So let's see who he's protecting. He's only defense 1, which is good. We've got a counter guerilla, defense 3. That's going to be tough because now we need 4 just to kill him because we have to take out the grunt first. We've got a jailer. Oh, another jailer. Oh, I want to kill him. I want to defeat him. And another counter. Oh, that could be really bad. Oh, I wish I had Paquita. I didn't take Paquita, did I? I took the other guy. Shit! 2 counter guerrillas. And everyone is defense 3 except for the grunt. Oh, dear. I'm not going to get to take out any of the jailers. Okay, so... Then we can play Nicholas for his attack ability, which is to draw a card. And we get Ricardo. Oh, his hidden ability, his attack ability is to draw another card. So here we go. We can play him down for his reveal ability. And hopefully we'll get... I don't know. We'll probably get the spy now. No, it's Roberto. So his plan ability is no longer any useful. He does have his reveal ability, which is strength 4. His plan ability is so good. Which is to look at the top 3 cards of this deck and discard any of them and put the rest back in any order. But let's have a quick look at what our current power is. So with him, we can't use this ability now because we're into the attack step. But with him, we would have 1, 2, 3... Oh, no, we'd have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And we've currently got 10 up here and 5 down here for 15. So we could feasibly take out the grunt. So we'd have 6. So we could take out the grunt and then just one of the enemies. If we use him for his revealed side, then we have 13. Which gives us 8 in change. So we could take out the grunt and 2 enemies. So I think it might be time for Roberto to reveal himself. Give us this extra strength here just because we can take out one of the counter guerrillas, and then we probably take out the jailer, I think, getting us another Maquis back. Because we've used up 2, and that's bad. Although Antonio replaced himself. And we could probably afford 1 counter guerrilla at this stage in the game. I say at this stage like I've done a mission, so I probably can't afford that. It's just all bad choices and everything's upsetting. So I guess it's modeling guerrilla warfare quite effectively. Yeah, okay, Roberto reveals himself and unfortunately gives his life for the cause. So this gives us a grand total of 2, 4, 6, 7, 13 strength. So 1 gets rid of the grunt. 5 gets rid of the mission, which is 6 spent. So 7 left. We can take out 2 cards. So we get rid of 1 counter guerrilla. And I think we get rid of the jailer as well. And when he's defeated, we draw a card from the recruit deck and place it in the hidden discard pile. So this card flips over here, which is Paquita. And we knew it was because we put her there. And then, unfortunately, the counter guerrilla has survived. So we reveal a civilian card. And just hope that it's the black cat. It won't be. No, 2 civilians tragically lost their lives. In a way that's very upsetting. But we have recon the mountain pass. And as it is defeated, we can flip up all of the enemies in a single location. So let's pick the jailbreak at the prison. And our first card here is a grunt, so he's the one that protects other enemy cards. He's defense 2, so that's a kind of a bummer. We've got a guard. So a guard is like a grunt, but he works for the mission. So we can't complete the mission if he's alive. He's only defense 1, so that's good. We've got another grunt. Actually, no, it's bad, because now we have to kill both of these grunts before we can kill him, before we can do the mission. Okay, that's bad. We've got another grunt. Holy crap. And we've got radio operator. Oh, okay. So this would be a great opportunity to use Paquita to just take these 2 out, and then we can just do the mission and ignore all the grunts. So I guess if we draw Paquita, we know what we're doing. Now we have an opportunity to end the resistance. I mean, she's over here, so that's not coming around for a while. Oh, well, actually, no, for now we get another mission card, which is steal supplies from the train depot. So this is a relatively easy one. Maquis cannot be revealed during the attack phase of the round when the mission is chosen. No, it's not easy. It's hard. Maquis cannot be revealed. Okay, so this is basically a stealth mission, so all of the Maquis have to be played hidden. Okay. Interesting. And that's got a garrison of 3. I still haven't done the barracks, and now I feel like I just can't do it. Like, I hate the barracks. I'm not going there. I'll go there at the end. If we manage every other mission successfully, maybe I'll do the barracks, or maybe I'll just whip out if I've got a decent score. My current score is 2. It's not good. It's not a good score. Okay, so unfortunately, Antonio and Roberto have lost their lives. And then we get 5 new cards. One of these is the spy. So this is shuffled and reset, and we draw up. Yeah, Pharaon, you will probably run through the whole enemy deck, and then you just reset it. You won't get through the whole civilian deck, though. You'll lose before that happens. We've got just the one spy. So now might be a good time to do intercept the commanding officer. We didn't get Paquita, who's going to reveal herself to do the jailbreak, I think. That feels like a good plan. So I feel like now might be a good time to do intercept the commanding officer, because we've only got 4 strength here, but we've got Marcellino, and if he remains hidden, he can reveal a new card. This is definitely a plan step ability and not an attack step ability. So there we go. He's got his incredible revealed power, but I don't know about that yet. So we've also got Manuela, actually, and hers is the same. And she's actually got this ability that's remove a spy in your hand from the game. But if we commit to intercept the commanding officer, then... Well, actually, do you know what we could do? We could try and go for... we could try and go for the supplies, because it's only defense 4. And the main thing is we've got Domingo's ability here, which is flip 1 or 2 face down enemies at the mission face up and then discard 1 of them. So he can reveal 2 of these and get rid of 1 of them. He can do the same here, but obviously it's more impactful here. Now we've got enough strength to deal with this on the table with all of our hidden Maquis. We've also got Abel here, whose power is now 4 because we've got 2 casualties of war in the civilian discard. So that's good, I guess. It's not good. It's terrible and awful, but it is what it is, I guess. I can't reveal any. Actually, no, I can't reveal him on this mission. Everyone has to be hidden. So he's borderline useless. He's going to be strength 1. But I think what we should do actually is just play Manuela and Marcellino down for their hidden plan abilities, which is going to let us draw 2 more cards, and then we'll see where we're at. Which one of these 2 missions... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Which one of these 2 missions we commit to. Apparently, I've just given up on doing the barracks. So, here we go. Well, we can play them one at a time, I suppose. Marcellino, I'm definitely playing for his ability, so we'll start with him. And we got a spy. So, actually, we could feasibly get 2 spies out of our deck this round if we reveal Manuela and go to intercept the command officer. which could be really good. Just get the spies out of our deck. It'd be so efficient. If we did that, we would have 2, 3, 4, 5. This needs 6, so that's no good. We could reveal Abel as well. That would give us so much. We'd have 1. We'd have 2, 6, 7, 8. It's not that much, really. And we'd still have 3 enemies. I think you can reveal Manuela and Domingo for the leftmost mission, since there's triggers during plan. Yeah, you're right, actually. I could feasibly reveal people and then choose this mission. I can reveal them in the plan step. If they're these two, yeah. Again, Pharaon is absolutely right, just to complete his chat here. Because this is an attack and a plan ability, which you definitely can't see on this camera. Yeah, no, the exposure is way too high. Is this on this screen? No, it's not. But I will show you. But because this is both a plan and a attack, I could feasibly reveal him in the planning step and gain the benefit of his revealed ability. And still also choose steal supplies from the train depot. But now I'm kind of leaning into doing this. It just means I'm going to get to discard one. I'm going to get to look at 2 of these, discard 1 of them, and then I'm going to go in here and basically 2 of these, the consequences of 2 of these cards, at least 2, I'm going to have to live with. I'm going to have 2 power or 2 sort of attack value to get rid of 1 of them. So if they're all expensive, then, or there's a, I mean, the grunts I think are possibly all out. Like there's 3 grunts here. We also already saw 1. But if there's like something awful in here, like a spy master or a radio operator, and I can't deal with them. There's also, there could be, if there's a guard with defense 3 that I haven't seen, I'm really in trouble. This feels like a bigger risk. This feels safer. But not really by much. I can't reveal Abel if I do this one either. So they... oh, God. This game. Okay, I think we should do intercept the commanding officer and see if we can't just get away with it. Maybe we'll get lucky. That's how all good plans work out, right? You just get lucky. What we can do as well is keep... Oh, God. Oh, God. This game, it's really getting me. Okay. I mean, Manuela would let us draw another hidden card. Maybe that's better if we just don't use her for her revealed ability. I mean, it could be another spy, which would be a disaster. Okay. No, let's... Oh, God. Not reveal... These... I should... let's do it. I've already made a plan. Like, if I agonize over it, I'm just going to feel bad. Let's, Can I play... This is plan and attack. Plan and attack. Yeah, there's not really much I can do if I commit to this and we reveal these. Well, do you know what? We'll know our fate. Here's Domingo. He's going to go in here. His is a plan ability. So if we reveal 2 of these and it's a complete calamity, then at least we can backtrack. So his is reveal 2 of them, discard 1 of them. So, I mean, we might as well reveal the bottom 2 because it's all kind of the same. So here we've got military. Oh, this guy sucks. He's strength 2, and he says shuffle all hidden Maquis in play and remove 1 of them from the game. So this is basically... he sort of hunts down the Maquis that didn't reveal themselves and kills them. So he sucks. Told you, these are all terrible. And who have we got here? The counter-guerrilla. Of course we do. One more civilian card could end the game for us, or it could be completely irrelevant. So we can get rid of one of these. So we'll get rid of the military guy, because he's awful and more expensive. To kill. Okay. Well, neither of those are game ending, so I guess we're committing to this now. So with that in mind, let us commit to the intercept the commanding officer mission and reveal the remaining 2 cards. I'm nervous. So we've got another military guy, but he's only strength 1, so that's okay. This could be the end of days, though. What is this? It's another counter-guerrilla for strength 2. Oh, these counter-guerrillas, there's so many of them. Oh, God, I need to be using that ability. Roberto's gone! I need to use Roberto's ability and he's dead. Oh, my God. Okay, right, well, we play Manuela, and she gets one of the spies out of our deck. And then we play Abel down here for 4 power. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 6 to defeat this, so I mean it makes sense that we just kill these 2 guys. And then unfortunately we've got 1 counter-guerrilla who's going to survive. Then we can defeat the mission, which removes this spy from the deck as well. Okie dokie. This one comes over here. And then the survivor kills another civilian, and if it's the 3 card, we've actually just lost the game. 2 more. So any other civilian card other than the 0 is game ending. Rough. Rough, thematically and mechanically. I hate it. Alright, so here's the next mission. It is attack the counter-guerrilla headquarters. Reach undefeated enemy at this mission, draw a card from the civilian deck and place it in the graveyard. Okay, so this is it's 7 strength. It's got a garrison of 4. And if I don't kill every enemy at this location, a civilian card's going to be revealed and end the game. That's rough. That's really rough. I've not seen this before. Oh my god. Okay. And then, unfortunately, Manuela and Abel both gave their lives in this noble cause. Marcellino, and I've made the decision to continue fighting because I've only earned 3 points. This game is too much for me, man. I'm too empathetic. Okay. So, we've got a pretty strong hand of... So we do have Paquita here. So we could make a run at the prison for this one. 2, 4, 5, 6 plus his ability. But I feel like actually this might be a good time to steal the supplies from the train depot. Even, I don't know why necessarily. We have Manuel. He lets us, so we've got Ramona here. She's sort of primed to replace, well, actually, maybe we want to use her ability again, because we have drawn some cards from here, and I really don't want to draw Celia, because it's just too much. We've got Paquita. She's the one that lets us... So both actually, her and Manuel have the plan ability to flip enemies face up. So we could use them now to look at 2 different missions and potentially see what odds are stacked against us. Consuela has strength 2 when she's hidden, which is good. Or she can reveal herself. She kills an enemy and their defense value becomes her attack value. Nicholas, he is 4 like Roberto. Or he has an attack phase power to draw a card. Thank you for the words of encouragement, Difter. Um, so let's play Manuel. And actually, I think we should look at the enemies at the counter-guerrilla headquarters, because that's such... Well, think about the jailbreak, because it gets us another person, but it's just going to be Paquita replacing herself, really. Do I have enough to defeat this if she's the only one that reveals herself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus one more card. It's potentially not enough. But when am I really ever going to get a better hand than this? I suppose Ramona could feasibly... Yeah, I think actually we've kind of got the perfect hand here to jailbreak at the prison. So I think we probably just need to do that. So let's use Manuel to scope out the counter-guerrilla headquarters, because that's going to be a real tough mission for us, because we've already had civilian casualties and it's not been great. I mean, it's never great. It's always awful, but our odds of losing that way are really high. And quite frankly, I'd like for the enemies to stop killing innocent people. So we play Manuel for his plan ability, which is to flip all of these cards face up. So let's find out what we've got here. So we've got a guard, so he needs to be defeated before we can do the mission. So that's effectively made it strength 9. He's defense 2. We've got another guard. Oh, great. Maybe we need to use Nikita for this. Oh, I need her for everything. We've got a spy master, so he puts a new spy card in our deck. And we've got another guard. Oh, this mission's impossible. I mean, that's 5 strength worth of guard. That's a total of strength 7. No, 12. Right? No, 14. Good lord, it's 2, 2, and 3. So 14. Well, we definitely don't have 14 strength in the crew we've got right here in front of us, even if everyone sacrifices themselves. So I think we're definitely doing the jailbreak mission now. I mean, well, no, to be fair, Paquita could give herself up. And if we did that, we could take out these 2 guards, and then we'd only really need 10. But we would reasonably have, even if we sacrificed Ramona, we would still reasonably only have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus one more card. We actually wouldn't be that far. But I feel like maybe the jailbreak's the way to go. Although having all the grunts and all the guards out is kind of nice. Is there some kind of strategic advantage to this that I can leverage? I mean, if we're not doing that, we're doing steal the supplies at the train depot. And we'd really have to commit to that now, because we'd have to use Paquita for her hidden ability. No, I think we go for the jailbreak at the prison. It gets us another Maquis card, doesn't it? So let's play Ramona for her hidden ability, which is to look at the top 3 of these and seed them in our favor. So there's Celia again, and Benigno, and also Adelia, who's got the ability to discard all counter guerrillas at a single location. That could be incredible. These, I mean, Celia, you're going on the bottom because you make me. These 2, both really useful right now. Not really. I mean, Adela potentially useful because she gets rid of counter guerrillas, which are a big problem for us potentially. And actually, it reminds me that at the guerrilla headquarters here, we have to defeat all the enemies, because, I mean, it's kind of ironic, really. We have to defeat them all, or else we're going to lose. But we also have to defeat them all because they have to be defeated anyway. And then Benigno, who reduces the defense value of each enemy by 1 at the location if they have a defense of 2 or more. But then he doesn't contribute anything. So, I mean, really, he's strength 2 hidden, And at this location, for example, would be strength 3, because he's effectively reducing these 3 by 1. So it doesn't really seem like that much of a gain. But Adela's ability, I mean, her move an enemy from this mission to a different mission, potentially really useful. We could just stack everyone up in the barracks and then just commit to never doing it. His hidden strength 2, though, is very useful as well. But I am concerned I'm running out of Maquis that can kind of just ping off particular enemies. So her ability to move one around could be a real lifesaver. Yeah, let's take her, because I think both sides of her card are quite good. And where does she go? Oh yeah, just back on top. That's right, we're just seeding it for later. We'll get her when we free her from prison. That was the whole point. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was the or not 7, 6. That was the problem. We're not actually going to get to know whether or not we can do this. All right, so I guess we play. I mean, Consuela can also take out the radio operator. So let's just. All my other abilities that I want to use are attack abilities. So let's just commit to the prison and proceed. So we don't need to flip anyone face up. They're all face up. And now we can play Nicholas and see what card this is. And if it's the spy, we're in big trouble. Hopefully it's something with a hidden 2. Oh, perfect. Okay. Discard 1 enemy from this mission. Okay, so I mean that's not... Oh! Actually, that's really interesting. We could give up Consuela. Actually, maybe we have enough to not give up Paquita. Let me have a think. Oh no, we can discard enemies. The grunts have to be defeated before you can defeat other enemies. But you can discard enemies without actually having to defeat the grunts. So let me have a think here. If all of them go in here... Because the only other one we have to defeat is the guard, right? Oh, right, yeah, but we still need to defeat 2 of them. So... Ah, God. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is my total strength. I need 8 just for that. But I can't defeat the guard without defeating all the grunts. That's the problem. I could defeat the guard, but then the radio operator would trigger his ability and put 1 more card in each mission. How do I feel about that? Bad. I feel bad about that. I hate that. So maybe it's still better for Paquita to give up her life. It's just a shame, really. Because Adolfo will also have been used. But we could feasibly keep Paquita and use Consuela instead. Because Consuela and Adolfo could take out these 2. So really it's about which card we give up. Game's hard. It's a good game. It's too thoughtful. It's too hard. It's too much for my poor little brain. Can't handle it. I don't want anyone to die. I think we keep Consuela hidden. So we play Adolfo. He kills whoever. The guard, why not? Yeah, I mean, I'm still debating keeping Paquita, right? And then just letting 3 more cards come out. That's potentially really rough, though. Ah, yeah, okay, fine. We kill the guard with Adolfo, and then Nikita reveals herself and takes out the radio operator and some other. Okay. And then we can, we've got more than enough combat strength to defeat the prison. So we get to take Adela and put her into the recruit pile, score the prison. These guys don't matter, they go away. And we get a new mission. Which is defend the crossroads. Oh, this is one I showed you as an example earlier. When this mission is chosen, immediately discard all Maquis in play. So really, if you can't really use any planning missions before this. Or if you do, the Maquis won't contribute their strength. It comes with 4. What's on it? All these missions are really hard. Paquita. I'm sorry. And then we continue the resistance, as we're only on 6 points. I mean, we need to get above 14 just to have a respectable score. God, I can feel how thin this deck is, and it's so upsetting. How does anyone do all 10 mission cards? Well, there's the spy. This is interesting, though. So, discard presumably means discard to their appropriate discard piles. Which means if they've been revealed, they go over here into the reveal discard pile that we'll never get. I think we should probably go for the train depot. I'm going to play Marcellino and the planning step to draw another Maquis card. Okay, not super helpful. I was really hoping for someone to combo with Adolfo. I think we should do the train depot. I mean, what is that? 6, but there's 4 enemies, and I don't really have anything I can do about those enemies. What is that? That's 4. Maquis cannot be revealed during the attack phase of this round. That's fine. I don't really need to do that. So what have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's let's do the supplies. And what I'll do, maybe we should just get rid of the counter guerrilla headquarters. I'm paranoid about all these guards going back into here, but maybe that's not the end of the world. At least if we did that, we'd be on 10 points and we'd be slightly closer to a okay score. Just to say, not miserable defeat. We're so far off of 7. Or realistically, even 12. 8. I'm sort of loosely on 8. Alright, let's reveal Jacinto as part of planning. He lets us discard a card from hand. We'll discard Ricardo and draw 2 more. So we've got Domingo. And we've got Ramona. And now we're on 4 strength. So Domingo can't... You have to be able to execute the entire action. So Domingo's ability is to flip 2 enemies face up and discard one of them. We can't do that here because they're all face up. But I'm feeling a lot more confident about doing the guerrilla headquarters. So maybe we play Domingo over here hidden. And then we flip 2 face up here and get rid of one. So let's go and have a look over here at the train station. See what so this is planning for the future. So we've got a lowly guard and a really awful counter guerrilla guy whose defense is 4. So we'll discard him for absolute sure because he's terrible. Okay, that felt like a pretty good use of our time. Right, planning abilities. I think. So we need 7. I can take out this guard. So ideally 12. We've got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10. So really we need 2 more. So I think it's time for Ramona to reveal herself as well. So that's in the attack step. That's attack. Oh, he lets us draw a card. Maybe Ramona doesn't have to reveal herself, but it's in the attack step. So we commit to the counter guerrilla headquarters. Oh, we have to defeat everyone here. I forgot. Because if we don't, we definitely lose. But that's fine. We'll definitely accomplish it. So we commit to the counter guerrilla's headquarters, and then we can play Adolfo, and he kills one of the guards here. So he's going to kill he kills one of the enemies, so he kills the defense 3 guard. And then we can play Nicholas, who lets us draw a card from the hidden deck, which is Adele. Okay, so she lets us move an enemy around. So actually that could prevent Ramona from having to sacrifice herself. Yeah, okay, so let's do that then. For the sake of, getting the most mileage out of everyone. If we can't use Ramona's plan ability anymore, which is a shame. But I was thinking about doing her attack ability anyway. But we can do Adele's ability, which is attack. So we can take the Spy Master and send him over here to the Steel Supplies mission. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. This is 11. So we can defeat both guards and the mission. And unfortunately, Jacinto gave his life for this noble cause. But the good news is we've resolved this location and not lost any additional civilians. So that's good. Gone are the days when we get actual benefits from completing the missions. Now we just avoid tragedy. Destroy the train depot. Okay, so this is basically after we've robbed it. Now we have to destroy it. Or we could destroy it first and then rob it. Because we're doing things in a wacky order, I guess. Only one Maquis may be revealed during the attack phase of the round when this mission is chosen. Okay, that seems real tough. But that also seems like the kind of mission that oh, I've forgotten which Maquis it was now, but the gentleman who has the explosives, it feels like the kind of thing he was made for. Did we forget the TNT last round? I didn't use the TNT Difter, not yet, so I've still got the TNT. And in case it wasn't obvious but we're going to continue the resistance. So we're currently on 10 points, which is better than my previous score, which was less. It's still not yet an actual good score. You need to get 14 just to get out of the first bracket, so we're close to becoming a successful resistance, but we still need to do at least 2 more missions to become even remotely successful. Having said that, there's only 5 left. If we do 2 more, there'll only be 3 left, which will start to feel very, like, close to achievable, and that will be scary, because the pressure will be high. Oh, Difter was joking. Difter, it's all very serious over here. Oh, yeah. So we have to go back and blow it up because we forgot the DNT the first time around. Yeah, it's true. It's kind of funny. There is a sort of a light campaign mode. The scenario book contains a number of scenarios that are sort of variations on ways to play the game. I don't know how much variation there is because I haven't explored it yet, but there's also a light campaign mode where you can play a bunch of linked scenarios that sort of create a little bit of a story, historical context as well, so that's kind of fun. Alright, there we go. New enemy deck. And 5 more cards. This is even thinner than ever. Thank God I got those 2 spies out of here. Or else I'd be in real trouble. Oh, God. Maybe I just put all the jailers out here, having reset the deck. What do you think? Is it full of jailers now? Maybe I can go and rescue all my friends. Are they all being held in the train station? Probably. So, okay. There's the spy. I think we're probably going to go steal supplies for this one. Because I'm pretty sure, actually, that we've got kind of the perfect team for that as well. Domingo can get rid of that last card. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we need actually exactly 6. So let's just do that. Let's play Manuel first. Flip up all the cards at this location face up. So a radio operator, strength 2. Just gotta go. We've got counter guerilla, strength 3. He's gotta go. Oh, Paquita, I miss you. I shouldn't have let you go so easily. A strength 4 military, he's got to go. Oh, this mission sucks. And a spy master level 4. All of these suck. Maybe this is the last mission we do. I don't know, because I don't know what this one has. So then we play Domingo, and he says you can flip 1 or 2 cards face up and discard it. So we will flip this one face up and then discard it. It is awful counter guerilla, so thank God we got rid of that. That would have been an awful surprise and probably lost us the game. And then we've got Ramona's ability, which is just look at the top 3 cards of the recruit deck and put them back in any order. So there's Benigo and Cecilia again. And then Soledad, who's also really quite useful. +1 attack value for each revealed Maquis in play. So she could have a potentially quite powerful hidden ability. She can also get rid of counter guerrillas if she reveals herself. We do have a rather nasty counter gorilla we just revealed. But Benningo is potentially really useful. He's also strength 4 at this location. This location here would be strength 4. But only in terms of taking these people out. Soledad. I mean, how am I going to get any of these people? Let's stick with Benigo. I think it's just whoever replaces Ramona eventually, and I'm fine for it to be him. And then we play Consuela down here. We can play all of them because it's all plan abilities. They're all staying hidden. We're picking the train depot. We have an attack value of 6. They're both strength 1. It's strength 4. So we can just tidy up everything here, which is great. And that's 3 more points. Now we're on 13. We are but 2 points away from a decent score. Attack Franco's headquarters. Oh, that sounds really terrible idea. Reach undefeated enemy in this mission. Draw a card from the civilian deck. Oh, great. Well, that's impossible. We're never going to get to it. We've now run into the series of missions where I can't really do any of them. They all seem completely insurmountable. Oh, well, that's... God damn it. If we could just figure out a way to do these 4, though, we could win the war and save all the people. That would make me so happy. Except for, unfortunately, the people who already died. But I don't want to think about that too much. Too upset. Right. There's our discard. We are continuing the resistance. Here's 5 new cards. Oh my god, I only have 11 cards left in the... Actually, that's not too bad. I've kind of managed to keep sort of the population of the deck reasonably high. This could be a big attack. We've got Marcellino here. What I don't have is any good planning ability. Except for Adolfo. But do I really want to give Adolfo up? When this mission is chosen, immediately discard all Maquis in play. Oh, God. I do have Adolfo. And Adele. I think this is the mission where we go for the crossroads. Because we can effectively deal with 2 of the 4 enemies. I think we don't play any of them. We choose the crossroads, and then we can play out everyone. Yep. Alright, let's do the crossroads. And here we go. We've got a level 3 engineer. So all of these are going to have +1 strength, and I can't really do anything about that already. Oh, the counter guerrilla and 2 spy masters. Okay, spy masters suck, but it's not the end of the world, I guess. So he's effectively done. Like, he gives them all +1 defense, and now he's done. Okay. So we can play Hidden Adolfo and kill 1 enemy here. And I think it's got to be... I mean, let me just have a quick maths here. Actually, let's not even start with him. Or Marcellino. Let's play Ricardo. He lets us draw 1 card. He's the TNT guy. We're saving his TNT for something bigger than the crossroads. So now we have to reset this. Oh, just don't draw the spy. Hey, Difter, do you want to pick? I know how much you like picking. You want to give me a number between 1 and 5. I don't know what Difter's latency is like. Maybe I'll just have to pick myself and seal my own fate. Oh god, the pressure. It's too much. Let's see, if we do this mission, we'll be on 16 points. 16's not bad. I don't see how we can do the other missions, though. Well, who knows, actually. Maybe it's possible. No, Difter, you're supposed to pick a number between 1 and 5. You know it's good because he didn't even think about it. Hey, it's not the spy. Good job. So we can't use his ability anymore, so it's really just 1 point. We could play this. We don't have a spy in hand anyway. Yes, fair on. I've only played once before. And I appreciate that. Thank you. How long have I been live streaming? Probably a while. So it's possibly I'm just taking a really long time. So I guess we just play him hidden. Let's have a quick look. Let's do some quick math. Quick math. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if everyone's hidden, which is enough to take out this and then nothing else. So we need to reveal... So Adela can get rid of one of these enemies, but she does just move the problem around. Adolfo can get rid of another one. Again, only if they're both hidden. She can actually... We could reveal her and get rid of the counter-guerrilla that way. She'd actually get rid of it, but that would also reveal her, and it doesn't get us any additional attack. So I don't think that's necessarily a good point right now. Adolfo, his reveal ability is useless. I mean, we do have Nicholas who gets us 4 power. But let's have a think here. If we get rid of... If Adolfo kills the Spy Master and Adele moves away the counter guerrilla, we've got 1 level 3 Spy Master left for a total value of 9. We didn't play Marcellino, did we? We chose not to play anyone, right? Because we would have had to get rid of him. I mean, so we could reveal Marcellino here, and he would be strength 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and then we could just obliterate everyone. But it feels like a waste. His hidden ability is plan, so we've missed the opportunity to use that. So really, I think actually he's potentially much more useful. The only one... Well, we've got Nicholas here. So this is the big choice right now. Nicholas, we reveal him, we get 4 strength. 4 strength gives us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is enough to defeat the remaining Spy Master and the venue. We could play him and draw a card, which gives us 1 or 2 more strength, but it could be the spy. Of course, then we could reveal Manuel and remove the spy from the game and get 2 strength. Which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is not enough to deal with this problem and this. So, I mean, but it'd be kind of negligible because we'd get a spy out of the game, we'd get a spy back in our deck, but we would lose Manuel, which would be a real shame. But we're also in the last 3 missions, and we can't save all of our Maquis. Oh, attrition, it's tough. I think, yeah. So I think Nicholas. I mean, we're going to need... This is a huge problem. This looks like an even bigger problem. This doesn't have enough points on it, and doing this next would create even bigger problems here and here. So I think we need to save Nicholas. So I think Manuel's actually quite a nice backup. So let's play Nicholas for his hidden attack ability, draw a card, and see what we get. So it's not the spy, it's Ramona. So I think this might be Ramona's time to draw Benigno, actually, and that's quite useful because we play her here. She lets us draw a new recruit into our hand, which is Benigno. He's got 2 more attack power, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that right? 1, 2. Sorry, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah. Which is more than enough. So Ramona's sacrifice has saved everyone else. So now the question is, who do we kill? And I think actually we kill the counter guerilla with Adolfo. Because we've actually got enough power to kill this spy master now. And the counter guerilla is game ender. So we kill this counter guerilla with Adolfo, his hidden attack ability. Adela comes out. She moves this spy master over here. And then Marcellino comes out. Doesn't really do it. He just gives us 1 power. Manuel comes out, just 1. And Benigno comes out and gives us just 1. It gives us 2 power as well. So we've got a total of 11. We don't need to defeat the engineer. We also can't afford to. We defeat the spy master for 3. And we defeat the mission. Ramona, unfortunately, gives her life for the cause. The engineer is discarded with no further effect. And we get 3 points, which is nice. Everyone goes into the discard. And we have no additional missions to put out, so we've only got 3 missions left, and they're all difficult. I mean, this one's not difficult, but I also think it's a bad idea to do it next. Unfortunately, this also I mean, we could stop the resistance now. If we stop the resistance now, we have a score of 13, 14, 15, 16, which is 2 above the bare minimum. So I think we should continue, even though it might be a terrible idea. Needs someone to reveal one of these other venues. Only Maquis may be revealed during the... Only 1 Maquis may be revealed during the attack phase of this round, and this mission is chosen. So if we do this one, I think we have to reveal TNT guy. How have I forgotten his name every single time? Alright, so there's the spy. We knew we'd have him because we didn't see him before. So we've got Domingo, we've got Adolfo, we've got Manuel, we've got Consuela. So this is a problem. I think we're probably going to have to... I think we might fail a mission here because I don't think we have any card draw here. And I also don't think that this is enough Maquis to complete any of these missions without catastrophic failure. I mean, Manuel is 1 point of power. So what have we got here for hidden power? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which isn't really enough to do anything. But I think we play Manuel now. He can reveal all the enemies at one location, so I think he should reveal all the enemies at Franco's headquarters. I don't think we can do Franco's headquarters, because actually we need to kill everyone there. Because for every one we don't kill, we have to draw a civilian card. Yeah, it's not feasible. Maybe we have to go to the barracks. This is just not a very good hand. It's just a bummer, because then we're going to deal out more enemies. Everything's going to get harder. But I don't think that this is not a good hand. None of these draw additional hidden cards. Obviously, we had the spy as well, so but yeah, these are both big problems, and I haven't got any of the cards that I can kind of use to solve them. Also, I actually don't know how I'm going to solve Franco's headquarters. But I do have the ability to take out 2 guys if I go to the barracks. The problem is Domingo's ability doesn't work at the train depot because we revealed everyone, which is a real bummer. We could also reveal Emmanuel and get the spy out of our deck, and that might be a really good shout. So yeah, I think let's try for the barrack. I know I said I didn't like the barracks, but I think it's the best, it's the least bad choice actually. So let's send Domingo. Let's not reveal Domingo. Domingo stays hidden, and we reveal 2 from the barracks. Although actually, maybe revealing 2 at Franco's headquarters would be better. No, we'll do the barracks. God. So we've got a military, that's bad. And we've got a grunt, that's also bad. But theoretically we could take out both of these. So then it's really just how bad is that? Well, I guess let's get rid of the military. We really can't afford to lose any more Maquis. Yeah, I think actually, and then we call it there, and then we pick this and just hope that that one is not too bad, and that we don't have to basically sacrifice another Maquis to deal with it. Yeah. Oh god, please don't be too. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, that's upsetting. So what is the total here? It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm realistic. I can get rid of one more guy. So if we get rid of the grunt, for example, it's 7. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god. Okay, this is incredibly lucky. So we play Adolfo for his hidden ability. We kill the grunt, I guess. Not that it really matters. And then we play Consuela for her hidden ability. We've got 5 here. And then we reveal Manuel for his attack ability, which allows us to get rid of the spy from our hand. And then we've got a total of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we can kill these 2 and destroy the barracks. Okay, and unfortunately, Manuel gives his life. Alright, and now we've only got 2 completely undefeatable missions left. Oh, and I have to put out more enemies as well for doing the barracks. Oh, we could stop here. We could stop here. Do I think that I can feasibly do this? I don't think this is possible. I don't think we can take out Franco's headquarters. I don't think we can do the train station either, but I'm so tempted to try. But if we stopped here, it'd actually be a pretty decent score. 5, is it 8, a 2, 5, 8, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. I mean, 18 is a pretty good score. But you know what? We're doing a show, damn it, so I'm going to press on. I'm going to be so upset when we lose. God, we're down to 8 Maquis left. That's actually not bad. That's actually pretty good, because you only start with 12. All right, so here's Ricardo, our bomber. So I think this is where he shines and blows up the train depot. Um, Froggy, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream, and hopefully this goes well. Yeah, I think a bunch of these people are going to reveal themselves. I think we just go all out. We have a bunch of only one Maquis can reveal themselves. Oh dear. Well, that makes my life a lot easier, doesn't it? Um, so we pick Ricardo, right? Because that's effectively strength 6. Oh yeah, this is real bad. I mean, pretty much everyone's going to die, and Franco's headquarters is going to become insurmountable. But I think we can do it, provided this isn't another really high-level counter-guerrilla or an engineer or a guard. Okay, well, with this in mind, we're going to reveal Ricardo. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, revealing Marcellino might even be better. But I just feel like Ricardo's been hanging on to his TNT this entire time. And also, maybe we'll try and do one last ditch attempt at Franco's headquarters for the sake of it. Um, if we all die in the attempt, it would be a glorious way to go out. So if Ricardo's going to be the one we reveal, that means we're going to start with Marcellino playing his hidden ability, which lets us draw a card from the hidden deck. So, Difter, I'm going to need another number between 1 and 3, please, sir. 2. So Adolfo shows up. That's fantastic. Good. Adolfo's my absolute favorite. Adolfo's amazing. Um, okay, so I guess we're going to destroy the train depot now. No one else has plan abilities anyway, and I can only reveal one of them. So, here we go. Please don't be absolutely dreadful. It's a level 4 counter guerrilla. Okay, well we need to kill him because we need to kill both counter guerrillas. Oh, it was absolutely dreadful. And the radio operator is going to summon another enemy in Franco's headquarters. And actually, we need to defeat all of these enemies, or else we're going to lose. Um, yeah, it's not possible to win this now. We'll have to stop. We can't, basically, we won't be able to assault Franco's headquarters. We will for sure have too many dead civilians. But so, let's have a look here. So, I mean, the radio operator actually is kind of useless. So if we send her to Franco's... No, because everyone at we need to get people out of Franco's headquarters. Really, what I should maybe have done was when this appeared, try to use Adela to just like... Oh! We could reveal... No, it's not possible. I was saying this would be a good one to reveal Adela on. She would discard both the counter-guerrillas. But we can only reveal one Maquis, which is the problem. All right, hang on. If we revealed Adela, should take out these two. The Spymaster is a problem, but it's not the end of the world. The military guy is a problem. Adolfo could take out one of them. And then we'd have... Well, we've got Nicholas here. He's definitely not going to reveal himself because it's going to be Adela or someone else. So if we put Nicholas down here, then we get to draw a hidden card. So it is Domingo. Right, and we can't do anything with him. He's definitely not revealing himself, so he just goes down here. So we're now on strength 3. If Adela revealed herself, we'd have strength 4, and we'd get rid of the 2 counter guerrillas. That means we would then be able to get... Ricardo would draw the last card. We'd have strength 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, plus whatever this is. I can't remember. That's a real bummer, but it's probably, we'll call it 1. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'd have 9 strength, which is only just enough to destroy the depot and not kill any of these people. So we could feasibly take out one of them. So then we'd have to take a spy card and add another person here, or suffer the consequences of the military. I mean, that wouldn't be the end of the world, the military guy, because I don't think we're going to get to play everyone out anyway. Or we keep Adela in hand, we move the radio operator over here and just make a problem worse later. We play Ricardo out here, which means, I mean, now we've got the problem of that would go down to 4, and it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we could kill off one of these and then still only do 10 damage, which I actually think is worse. Yeah, ironically, I think it's actually better to keep Ricardo and reveal Adela to take out those 2 counter guerrilla guys, because... Although, actually, do you know what she could do? She could move one of the counter guerrilla guys over here, and then Adolfo could kill the other one. She could move the 3 over here. Adolfo could kill the 4. And then what? We're still on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're on 10. And we've got 6 left. So we could take out the radio operator and the military guy and have the spy master. Or the, yeah, that's actually the best shout, I think. So, Nicholas is done. Domingo comes out. He can't do anything. Adolfo comes out and he kills the level 4 counter guerrilla. Adele comes out. She sends the counter guerrilla guy over here. And then we can use her, again, next turn potentially, to kill all the counter guerrilla people here. And we know there's at least one. Benigno comes out here. Ricardo comes out here, reveals himself, reducing this to 4. Now we've got 10 points. So we can take out the radio operator. We can defeat the mission. We've got 4 points left. So the question is either one of these people dies, or we take a spy card. And if it is one of these people, it's random. I think it's probably better to lose one of these Maquis. There's no... The only... I mean, we can't do that. So, I mean, we're going to attempt it because it's a show. But these are all great anyway. I mean, Marcellino would be the worst to lose it. Actually, do you know what? I'm looking at them. Actually, Domingo... Actually, no. They'd all be bad. It would all be bad. But a spy card... I don't think I have anything to deal with a spy card. I think it's much over much, because either he kills someone, or I get a spy card, and it kind of clogs the deck up, and then I've effectively lost someone anyway. At least if he kills someone, we know that we're getting 5 useful cards next turn. So we kill the spy master, and the military guy survives, and he kills one of these guys at random. And poor Ricardo's lost his life as well. Alright, the train depot is destroyed. We've managed actually to do every mission except one. Alright, Difter, I'm going to need a number between 1 and 6, bud. Oh no, the pressure 5. Alright. Here's hoping that this is not someone really crucial. They're all crucial. It's awful. Oh, it's Nicholas. Yeah. It's a shame. Yeah, that would have been my reaction no matter what, so. So many dead people. It's so upsetting. Okay. So if I was playing on my own, I would definitely stop here. Like, there's no. This is completely undoable. There is 7 enemies, and realistically, not killing all 7 of these ends the game because we've got. You know what though? It's kind of shitty, right? It's kind of shitty to be like, oh yeah, I'd stop here, but let's do it anyway. So let's do it anyway. Let's. I'm not stopping here. I'm playing on. I'm going to try to take out Franco's headquarters. Let's see what we can do, right? We do have a score here of 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 14, 17, 22. So if we stopped here, it's the highest possible score that's not complete all missions, which is actually kind of amazing. I feel to some degree that we got quite lucky. I don't think 5 people can finish this, but let's find out. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Come on. We've got to go out in a blaze of glory, taking out Franco's headquarters and overthrowing the fascist regime. It's the only way this can end. Or, you know, it ends in tragedy. But I'm going to pretend that it won't. I mean... Okay, so... Yeah, it's, well, it is what it is. So, I think these 3 are going to reveal themselves. I think Adolfo gets to pick someone out during the attack phase. I don't think he reveals himself, which flips all enemies face up. But I do think that Domingo uses his ability. We flip 2 face up and discard one of them, just because we need to get rid of all of these anyway. So, here we go. We didn't get Adela, which is a real bummer. We also have no way of drawing her. Actually, that's not true. We could play Marcellino to draw her. Because this is definitely Adela. Actually, do you know what? That would be really interesting. If we played Adolfo for his reveal ability, we could reveal all of these cards, and then we'd know whether or not it's worth drawing a... But the thing is, these... we'd know whether or not it's worth drawing Adela. Because it really depends how many counter guerilla cards are here. Either way, we can't use Domingo's ability. This ability is useless. So his plan ability is to look at 2 of these and then discard 1. And I think we should use that. Just because if we reveal them all, he can't use that either. I mean, and then he's still strength 3, but... You know... I mean, the fact is, we can play Marcellino and then he'll be strength... He'll have +5 because everyone's coming out, which is good. Because we need 7 just to take out the base. Do you know what I mean? And then between the rest of them, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, here's Domingo revealing 2 cards. So the first one is a level 3 guard. So that's a high probability for got to go. Because we need to defeat him to defeat the headquarters anyway. And the other one is a level 3 radio operator. We can ignore him. Well, we can't ignore him. We have to kill everyone. But also his survivability doesn't impact us at all. We can get rid of one of these, so we might as well get rid of the guard. Yeah, so I still don't really know anything, so let's just press on. Because I think Marcellino is just way better off with +5 combat strength. So here we go. Okay, we got a level 1 military guy. That's a good start. pop the counter guerilla guy down here, can't we? We've got a level 2 guard. Oh. We've got a level 2 guard. Okay, yep, that's alright. I like both of those. That's actually really helpful. Please don't be like some level 4 thing. A level 1 guard. Oh my god, we might actually be able to do this. I'm not even joking. Okay, let me think here. So we reveal... So, okay. Let's do... I mean, there's not all that many options, really. So if we put out Adolfo, right? He's got... He doesn't reveal himself. He remains hidden, and he discards 1 enemy. So we get rid of the counter guerrilla guy. And then that's strength 3 gone. We put out... we reveal Consuela. She kills 1 of them and absorbs their power, right? So she kills the radio operator, and now she has 3. And then we reveal Benigno. He reduces the strength of... I mean, actually, do you know what? It doesn't matter whether he remains hidden or revealed now, at this stage. Yeah, it doesn't matter, because either he adds 2 strength, or he reduces these 2 level 2s to 1 each. And then we play Marcellino, who's now strength 5. So we've actually got a total strength of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 15. Which is 13 left, 11 left, 10 left, 9 left, and then 7 kills it. And we've done it. We've liberated Spain. I can't believe that worked. I can't believe that worked. I don't believe it. Hang on. That was amazing. I don't believe that worked. Epic victory. The Maquis overwhelms Franco's forces, overthrows the dictator, and liberates Spain. It was not my first try. I mean, yes, first try. First try. Unreal. That was really good fun. That's really, really hard and stressful. The off-camera one doesn't count. Yeah, we don't talk about the off-camera one. Oh my god. I think I got quite lucky. I mean, there's quite a lot of luck in this game. But oh my god. What a lot of game for such a little box. It's not expensive either, Resist. I mean, it is solo only. You could obviously play it collaboratively with a friend. And the last one was Attack Franco's headquarters. That was nice. That worked out sort of really thematically. And it all kind of came together. And not everyone died in the end, which was nice. Yeah, choosing when to reveal them and when to keep them hidden and sort of managing that is... Oh, Pharaoh, thank you so much for the super chat. And yes, of course you can. Would we have been able to get away with one more civilian pull? Let's find out. I don't think so. Any card other than the cat card, and we're done. Yep. It's just one old man. But you know what? He was worth saving because every life matters. And also he would have ended the game tragically for us. I mean, that 0 card, I really don't think you can gamble on it. I really think it's there so that occasionally the game doesn't end when you expect it to. But I really, it's one of 7, right? Or yeah, 1 of 7. So it's, I mean, if it wasn't the 2 2s early on, then we might have been able to sort of gamble a little bit more because there's 3 1s, right? So if we got the 3 1s out earlier, then I mean then there'd be, I mean, still a 1 in 5 chance that we don't end the game. So I think I think this is a very slim ray of hope in an otherwise, you know, at you'd have to still be really lucky to even be able to pull 4 cards, unless you somehow pulled the 0 like twice. That would be super lucky. I got quite lucky that these were all quite low numerical values as well. But of course, I also did keep Marcellino right for the end, and his ability +1 attack value for each other Maquis in play is really good, even when it's just 5. I was also extremely lucky to get those spies out of the deck early. Getting those spies out is really helpful. The spies are really making my life difficult because you cycle the deck quite a lot. Because if you think about it, there's 15 cards in it at the start, and you're drawing 5 per turn, but you're probably drawing a few extra, so you're probably cycling the deck every other round at least. And so those spies are just coming around thick and fast. And so, I mean, it is kind of a game of sort of, of like sort of positive and negative loops, right? Like the worse you're doing, the worse things get. And the better you're doing, you can sort of hang in there a bit longer, I think. But I'm definitely keen to check out the scenario book and sort of see if there's sort of ways to, I guess, escalate it. And you've got all these different scenarios which add all these sort of they sort of give you specific ways to set up the game. I don't know if there's any that add sort of additional special rules, so they change up the rules. There's some nice flavor text here as well. So this one's got some special rules here and sort of special rules for how to end the game. So there's 7 scenarios, and then there's also there's 8 scenarios actually. And then there's the historical campaign here as well, which is scenarios designed to be played chronologically in order to play it out a bit more historically. So I've definitely been keen to go and have a look at these. This is short enough that I think, and easy enough to sort of set up and do, that I think it's a really nice sort of solo, because I don't really do solo games. I play a lot more of them, but I always play them on the show, which is not really the same as solo gaming. But, I often play these things before I stream them to get the rules down, and I know a game's quite good solo when I actually finish the practice game, and I finished the practice game of this, and I was quite excited to come on and play it again, and have another go at it. And even though I actually managed to complete it, I'm still excited to give it another try and have a look at that scenario book. And I think part of it is this sort of lightweight in terms of component and rules overhead. Like, it's just a really nice design. I know it's a nice design because it feels really heavy. All the decisions were agonizing, and yet the rules overhead is basically minimal. So that's just that's a really good sign. And yeah, I really quite liked it. So it's actually, if you play any solo games at all, and the historical theme is not too upsetting to you, and it's completely understandable, I think, if it is, because it is quite heavy in terms of, thematic context. Then I think this is a good one to sort of check out and have a go. And you're playing on the side of good, so that's always nice. Although I suppose it makes those defeats all the more demoralizing. But I think that's where did time go? Was I really streaming for like 3 hours? No way. Oh my god, how is this a 3-hour stream? This is a half-hour game. Well, Farron, that's... Okay, so basically, if you take half an hour to play, that's why. That's why. I can't help it. I just really cared about the people. I wanted to save them all. Oh, well, with that in mind, we should wrap this up, call it a stream. But thanks everyone so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed coming on the ride and playing the game and seeing it in action. And of course, if you've enjoyed this content, this is entirely thanks to the Patreons who support the show that this was possible. So big thanks to them. And yeah, please do check out the RSP Patreon. At the moment, we're sort of in the process of organizing some fun Patreon incentives. But you can always get a credit at the end of the show, and it costs as little as $1 to join, and then you'll get access to the Discord when I launch it. And for $5 a month, you get a vote on the games we play and access to that, so that's nice. But anyway, another way to support the show is with super chats, just like Farron has. And thank you so much to Farron for that. It's much appreciated. But I'll say goodnight now, and I'll be back. I don't know when I'm going to be back for another stream, actually, because I'm off to GridCon on Thursday. So I might be putting out some Ready Steady Playeds in the meantime, which I think the Patreons have already seen. The Ready Steady Playeds are live streamed for the Patreons before I put them out on the channel. So if you guys want to see the reviews, they're never really on time. I wish the reviews came out faster and closer to release dates, but if you want to see them closer to the release dates and also participate in the chat during the live recordings, then that's something else the patrons get to do. But otherwise, I'll be back for more streaming as soon as possible. We've got lots planned for the rest of the month. We still got to do Flamecraft as well, which is, of course, the very opposite thematically to Resist, which will be nice. Play with some cute little dragons. But thanks everyone so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next thing. Of course, these things are sort of a bit last minute. Trying to organize them as much as I can. Fair, and of course, yeah, I think this one gets a solid recommend for me. I think it's this one's easy to recommend because it's so easy to learn, and it's reasonably cheap, or at least it wasn't part of the Kickstarter campaign. I think it was like €18. I don't know what price it is at retail, or even if it actually, I don't even know if it's available at retail, but I'm sure that they will bring it to retail if they haven't already. So there you go. But thanks so much everyone for joining me. I'll see you all in the next video. And as I was saying, throw down a like if you like the video, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these things. That's the best way to be notified when we're going live or putting out a new video. But of course, you can also follow us on socials, because I do try to do that as well. And I'm not bad at it. But it's always last minute. So if you don't want to miss it live, then do all those good things. And why not? It's free. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next stream.